friends, welcome back to my channel where I share our family's debt-free journey and some frugal living tips along the way. One of the first things that we did when we started our debt-free journey was to stop eating out, start eating at home more, and stick to a frugal meal plan, a budget of $100 per week. Eating at home every night and having to cook a lot can be really exhausting and can cause kind of burnout. So what we do to kind of manage the burnout is we double our recipes and we eat leftovers the next night. That's not so much a money saving tip as it just keeps us on track because I'm not cooking every single night and getting completely tired of it and just kind of throwing in the towel and giving up. So that really helps us to stay on track. Eating at home and avoiding eating out, avoiding fast food saves us hundreds of dollars a month. So we do a budget of $100 per week, and then we do a separate, usually about $100 at Costco once a month. And that's when we stock up on meat and usually like bulk snacks for the kids. We just got back from the grocery store and we spent just a little under $82 this week. Now we will do a second quick trip like on Friday morning to just get a few things for the weekend. It's Monday right now. So we'll do another quick trip to get ready for the weekend and grab a few things, but we will still aim for the total for the week to be under $100 per week. We try our best to be healthy. We try to get the kids to join in. We do apples, bananas, things like that, but our kids are young. They're super picky. So yes, we do a lot of processed foods. We do chicken nuggets. We do macaroni and cheese. That's just the season that we're in. So you're not gonna see Pinterest ready lunch, homemade from scratch meals for my kids. We're just not in that season right now, and we will do our best to get them to try the dinners that we're making, but it usually ends up with a lot of crying and chicken nuggets later that night. So as I'm putting away these groceries, I'm gonna show you guys what our meal plan looks like this week and what we got for $82. People ask if our meal plan includes cleaning supplies and things like diapers, shampoo, conditioner, and other toiletry items like that. And yes, it actually does. We usually get a lot of things at the Dollar Tree. We buy generic diapers. These are like $4.29 a pack. So diapers and wipes were on the list and in our budget of $100 for the week. So this week we're actually having chicken pot pie, spaghetti and meatballs, and pork tacos. And then Friday night we'll actually just have a frozen pizza to kind of give us a little break from the meal plan. Because we make these meals often, we didn't need to get much. Just a little bit of stuff for the chicken pot pie, the peas and carrots, sweet potato, onion, garlic for the meatballs. We already have the meat. We have the chicken, the beef. We will grab the pork actually on Friday when we do our second little trip. And we use this Kroger honey sweet barbecue sauce to make our pork tacos. And frozen corn is to go with the tacos. We like to have that on the side, and the kids will eat this. I'm hoping they're going to eat this too, but we shall see. And frozen pizza. The majority of our grocery budget each week is probably stocking the kids back up with snacks and fruit because they eat like little tiny machines all the time. So we go through tons of apples. We grab like 10 apples at a time. You'll see that most of the stuff we buy is generic, like the Kroger brand mac and cheese, yogurt, but there are a few things like the Tyson chicken nuggets that we get. They are obsessed right now with this Del Monte bubble fruit. I don't know, they love it. And then goldfish are part of the 5. When you buy 5, you get like $1 off. So it makes them like 99 cents a piece. And that's just one of the deals Kroger offers. And I would love to make waffles and everything and pancakes from scratch, and I do plan to do that soon, but it's just a really struggle-ish week and I know I'm not gonna have time. So frozen waffles, French toast, and sister grabbing going for the new veggie goldfish that we found today. And then things like applesauce. I've talked about these before. These are 89 cents. They're like Lunchables. They're super cheap. They really like these. My older son likes the pepperoni pizza and the nacho ones, but I couldn't find them today, so we'll see. And then grapes. I usually always check to see like what fruit is on sale, like cantaloupe, watermelon, anything like that. They absolutely love all kinds of fruits. And so if I can get fruit or vegetables of any kind into them, I will do it. Lunch, we'll often do roast beef sandwiches. We also do turkey, usually on the weekends. He eats all these yogurts. These are the Kroger non-fat yogurt vanilla Greek, and they are really high in protein. For how many calories they have, 13 grams of protein and 90 calories. He eats a lot of those. We do string cheese. We usually do the Kroger mozzarella, light, reduced fat, whatever. But since the pandemic, they have been out of these. Hoping the Kroger brand comes back, but for now we've been getting these Frugal string cheese. He eats a lot of cottage cheese, and we all in this family eat a ton of creamy and crunchy peanut butter, raisins, pretzels, little snacky things like that. Kroger brand are super cheap. A few things you didn't see that we always get are milk, eggs. Sometimes if that stuff's on sale, like the previous week, we get a few. So we have a ton of eggs right now and milk. I, for breakfast, do a ton of coffee and a lot of smoothies. So protein smoothies with chocolate protein powder, spinach, peanut butter, almond milk, that kind of stuff. We get our almond milk at Aldi because it's way cheaper there. That's one of the things we get at Aldi. Smoothies are my go-to for breakfast, and then for lunch, I usually do like a hodgepodge salad or an omelet. So whatever I find kind of in the fridge, like if we have spinach, avocados, tomatoes, red onion, like anything like that. Or I'll eat like some cheese sticks or turkey sandwiches. We are really strict about dinner planning, but then when it comes to lunch and breakfast, we're kind of all on our own. We have some freedom there and snacks, of course, so it makes it feel like a little less restrictive. If I was a little bit better at planning out the kids' snacks and meals, I could do probably even better on the budget. And I could probably get them to eat a little bit healthier. So hopefully that is to come soon when I ever have time or any kind of organization that comes about me. But still, the fact that we're able to eat at home and stick to about $100 a week has been huge for us, because we used to spend like $1,000 a month easy on restaurants, fast food, and groceries. And this has been a huge way of getting that budget down and getting us started on our debt-free journey. So you might be wondering, is $100 a week like the go-to? Is that like the number that you need to get to? I don't think that that is as important as just sticking to your plan. So if you spend $125 or $150 or even $200 a week, as long as you set that budget and you commit to it and stick to it, I think that you're doing your budget and your family such a big favor, because you're gonna save money. You're not gonna have those nights where you're just like, oh, I give up, I'm just gonna go out to eat, I didn't plan anything. And that's where you bought all the groceries, plus you went out to eat because you didn't make the plan ahead and you just weren't prepared. Of course, I love to have like a frozen pizza or leftovers or freezer meals, something like that as backup for those nights when it just doesn't happen. And honestly, a lot of times when dinner just doesn't happen, we end up eating like a bowl of cereal or making some waffles or something like that, because it definitely happens where we don't get around to cooking, or we're at work longer than we thought we were going to be, or something like that. So don't feel bad if you fall off your plan. The important part is that you're trying, you're planning, you're committing to it, sticking to it as much as you can, and then forgiving yourself if you go off the rails or like just go to Taco Bell one night or something like that. It's not going to be the end of the world, but anything you can do to make a plan and create a budget every month is going to be better than doing nothing at all. I hope you guys enjoyed this little peek into our weekly grocery trip for under $100 per week. We're definitely not perfect, but this has helped us save so much money and make big progress on our debt. Of course, you can always grab my favorite frugal recipes and a sample monthly meal plan with the link in the description below. Please don't forget to subscribe, and thank you so much for watching this video and supporting us on our debt-free journey. We will see you in the next one.